What's up YouTube, it's your boy Will Motivation back again with another video, and today the long awaited, highly anticipated review, honest review I might add, of my 2026 Corvette Z06 3Lz. I might add, which is the trim level of this car. So in my reviews, I like to start out with the exterior and then we work our way around to the interior, and then we will take the car for a drive. That way you can kind of get your beauty shots in, all that good stuff. Then we'll have a look at the interior, which, I mean, this is a beautiful car. And let me give a shameless plug too while we're at it, as you guys are tuning in. I have the car in Florida right now, but I'm going to be bringing a secret car, a grand, should I call it a grand announcement, a grand reveal of my next big semi hypercar on the channel. And I'm going to be revealing it at the Supercars Saturdays in Florida at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel, November 8th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then at Exotics at the Colonnade at Sawgrass Mills Mall, Sunrise, Florida, November 9th from 11 to 4. So I will have the new car for the channel at this show, and it should be epic. So register now if you got a car, or if you want, just meet your boy Will Motivation up there. I will have the new car there with the new Motivo supporting set. So that's my little shameless plug in case you want to catch that reveal of our new car. But back to the Corvette Z06, and actually this is a new car for me as well. I've been getting used to the car. I have about just shy of 2,000 miles on the car, driving it from Ohio. Well, first of all, from Kentucky to Ohio, from the museum delivery, and then from Ohio to Florida, where we are right now. So let's get into the review. And just to give you a little bit more background, I'm comparing this car. I've owned a car channel, and we like to slide in some motivation, so stay tuned for that at the end of this video. But this is a car channel, so I've had a lot of cars on my channel, and I'll probably have a lot more in the future. So hit that subscribe button if you're interested. But I like to compare in all of my reviews the cars that I think are similar to this, where this car shines, how it's better. And some of the cars that come to mind are my Porsche 911 GT3, 2, and my Ferrari F8 Tributo, my Ferrari 488 Coupe as well. You know, where I think this car shines, like on a scale of 1 to 10, sort of my points for the exterior, points for the interior, points for how it drives and that kind of thing. Just to give you guys my honest opinion, and I'll tell you the things I like about it and things I don't like about it. Now, let's get right to it with the exterior. I spec this car. So I obviously, or just to be transparent, I picked the color on this car. I picked the wheels on this car, the brake color, and, you know, coupe versus convertible. I picked all of that. So for me, I'm a little biased, but I believe the exterior on this car is spectacular. This is one of those cars where I have to admit to being a little bit car racist. Where some of my friends had Z06s, I've seen Z06s, C8 Z06s before, and I never quite looked at them with lust. I never looked at this car kind of like, ooh, I want one, or ooh, that car has a nice booty, or ooh, that car has a nice front end, you know what I'm saying? I never looked at it like that. I was happy with my Ferrari F8s and my Lamborghini Huracan Technica, you know, and I like the styling on those cars. So I never quite looked at this car like that. However, I remember one time I was doing a road trip with my buddy Uriel, and we were driving back from Florida to Ohio, and we passed up a red C8, and I thought to myself, man, that car looks damn good in torch red. And it just stuck in my head that in this color, man, this car is spectacular. So that's, you know, so I was biased from the start. But the more you look at this car, the more you will appreciate what Chevrolet did with the styling on this car, all the way down to the rear end duckbill spoiler and the little flares off of the rear end. Camera woman, let's take a look at this rear end real quick. I want you to show them the booty. Show them the booty down here. I think honestly, there's not really a bad angle on this car, but I really like this duckbill fin or spoiler, whatever you want to call it. There's really not a bad angle on this car. Like, for example, my Supra, I love driving that car, but I hated how it looked. It had a lot of bad angles. The rear end and the rear quarter view was like one good angle of the Supra. But if I look at the Corvette, if you look at the rear, look at the quad tip exhaust, spectacular. I mean, I like how they differentiated the Z06 versus like the regular C8 and the E-Ray. And you know it's a Z06 or a ZR1, I guess, for that matter, by the center exit exhaust. I really like that. Let's come around to the side view. Where I think they really knocked it out of the park with the side view is the badging, the Z06 badging, the wide body, and look at these beautiful side skirts. I know they're dirty, I'm sorry, I just came back from Miami on a road trip. Those side skirts are killer, man. They killed the design of those side skirts. So the side angle of the car looks good, right? Get the whole side of the car, get the whole side, looks beautiful, right? Look at that, man. They killed that. Exotic all the way. And yes, this is I don't know how exotic it is because, I mean, they mass produce these, but it is definitely a supercar. So if you drive any other supercar and then drive this, you will have to agree. But look at the front view, and it looks better. I will say this car looks better in person as compared to pictures. And even me seeing a lot of these cars at car shows and things of that nature, I still can say, now that I own one and really taking a good look at it, the front especially looks better in person as compared to pictures. Really exotic look to it, really knocked it out of the park, all the way down to the front, you know, splitter or front lip. I think they killed that. Now I have the conservative version. I don't have like the Z07 package with the race brakes and the race front splitter, but I like this splitter, man. It's conservative, it looks good when you lower the car. I have lowered this car just about an inch, very minimal lowering job on it with springs, and then I did the collars in the front, so I can go a little bit lower, which I probably will, probably just a half inch. But it doesn't. My point is, with the exterior, it doesn't have a bad angle on the car, and I would give this car exterior-wise rating, and you tell me, camera woman, if you agree with me. I would give this car 8.9 out of 10. 8.9 out of 10. And that's comparing it to a Ferrari F8, which would be probably like a 9.5. A Huracan Technica, which is like a 9.8. It looks better than an Aventador base. It looks better than an Aventador. I don't know if it looks better than an SV. I don't think. It's up there though. The thing is, you have to argue that this is up there with any of those cars. What do you think? What would you rate it for looks? For looks?
For look?
Yeah, that's fair. 8.5. She likes the Ferraris and the Lambos. I don't know what's going on with her taste. You know, you take some, yeah. But the point is, when you're reviewing this car and you talk about looks, and I'm an owner of all of these Ferraris, Lambos, and Porsches, this is right up there. If you put it on a scale of 1 to 10 with all those cars comparing it, it is right up there. High 8.9 to a 9 out of 10 on styling. I think they could have done a little bit. They could have got a little tiny bit of the proportions better in the front. But I mean, that's hard to do and that's arguable. So they did a damn good job. That's the point. That's the point of the matter. So very high ranking on the exterior styling of the car. Now, if there's anything from a review perspective that you need to be aware of, not really. I mean, I got these wheels. For some reason, not a lot of people spec these wheels, but I love these wheels. 20s in the front, 21s in the rear. All right, now, another thing people like to do in a review is they like to talk about the specs of the car. I'm not gonna go real in depth with that because you guys have seen, for the 2026 model, it doesn't have like a new engine, it doesn't have a new transmission, but it has a V8 LT6 engine, which is a high revving engine that revs all the way up to 8,600 RPM redline, which is pretty spectacular. And you'll see when we drive this car that it sounds awesome. It does sound good, right? I think camerawoman would agree with that. Sounds spectacular, but it doesn't have a new engine for 2026. Does not have a new transmission. So, you know, I'm not gonna harp on the specs. I think it's a 5.7 liter engine. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I know the regular Corvette, I think, has a 6.2 engine. Now let me show you the, I see some of the reviews of Z06s. Let me show you real quick the trunk space. This is the trunk space. You can also store your roof here as well. You got these little, it fits in here real nice. I got a video of that coming soon. But you got a lot of space in here to store stuff. So if you have a Porsche 911 GT3 and you're thinking about a Z06, which a lot of you guys have been talking to me about that because I own a Porsche 911 GT3 and I talk in the forums. This car is great for when you want storage to replace your back seat storage. You can store stuff back here. So great job on that, Chevy. It also has a soft close, which is really cool. Now let me show you in the front. Very supercar-esque, right? You have storage space in the front, which is about on par with the Lamborghini Huracan. Maybe slightly more storage than a Huracan, slightly less than a GT3, slightly less than a Ferrari F8 or 488 for that matter. I love this, but what those cars don't have, all of the ones that I mentioned, they don't have soft close. Yeah, good job Chevrolet to differentiate yourself on that. But yeah, that's my exterior review. Now let's go into the interior review on the Corvette Z06 2026. All right, so let's start with the interior view, starting with the doors. Got the beautiful leather. One thing I will say is it appears that this is hand stitched because it is not perfect. So you have a little bit of zigzagging going on with the stitching, which I'll show you on the inside. But it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, if it is hand stitched, more power to them. That makes it more, I guess, more custom. But real happy with that. I got the black package, the blackout package, so that it doesn't have a whole lot of silver in here. You have your power seat settings, memory seat. It's a button to get out the car right there. These buttons right here, lock and unlock. Buttons down here, pop the front trunk and the rear trunk. Right there on the side, that's your bolster on the left. In the middle is forward and back on the seat, up and down, and then that's your seat back. So highly adjustable seating. And I'm 6'2" and I fit comfortably in this car. But one thing I will say is there's not a lot of space behind the seats in case you thought you might have storage like you have in a Lamborghini Huracan. Man, she went way down there to the lake. Come on, just left me here to record by myself. Come on. You looking for the crocodiles? All right, well, she looks for crocodiles. If she goes missing, don't blame me. I tried to tell her. All right, so here's the steering wheel, your power steering, or not power steering, that's your cruise control, your Z performance button, I gotta press this button to see, but it's like your crash alert, front end assist type of thing. Down below here, parking brake, your interior lighting dimmer. This is a weird space here for your track modes and launch control, traction control, launch control. We'll have to try that. I have not done launch control in this car yet. You have your front end lift. Okay, camera woman's back. Front end lift button right here. Your drive mode, track sport, all that good stuff. Track sport, touring or personal mode, like custom mode. Front camera, manual for manual paddle shifting, which I'll probably use while we drive so that you guys can check it out. Drive mode, you pull that back one time. That'll put you in drive. Put it in neutral with this button here. Pull that button back right there. That's reverse. Ready to park the car, push P. My bad. All right, here we got your controls here for your. Let me turn the car on. Listen good. Yeah, you gotta love that. All right, so I got the AC on. So let's show them these buttons. So they used to have the wall of buttons. So new for 2026. New for 2026. Oh, I'm low on gas too, so we gotta go straight to the gas station. But new on, you can put that on later. There, I got you. Look, she's being responsible. Camera woman's being responsible. Let me be responsible too. We'll put this on. She's always responsible. All right, here we go. New for 2026. They removed the wall of buttons that used to be right here, and they put some of the buttons right here. So your dual climate control, your defroster, front and rear, fan control, auto for your AC, turn the AC on and off. And so far I've been using these buttons and they work great. Got a nice little AC vent right here. And the other buttons you might need are right here at the bottom of the screen, which it works great. So whoever redesigned this for Chevrolet, I think you did an awesome job. I'm gonna go ahead and put my cool seat on for me and my passenger right there. Now, another thing that it has built in is Google Maps. And I used this yesterday and it works great, just like Google Maps on this nice big 11-inch screen. Let me show you the main cluster right here. So this is your main cluster and it changes depending on what drive mode you're in. So if I put it in sport mode, you get this little graphic right here and it goes into sport mode. You get a little bit more exhaust sound. You put it in track mode, it switches to this view here. Get the little graphic right there and it shows you all your settings. And I can clear stuff out here. This is just how you control what's on the screen. So now I have the tire pressure, but also over here you got heated steering wheel button, volume controls on the left and the right, track control on the left. So this is really, and you got the carbon fiber steering wheel. This is really a great exotic car cockpit. Wouldn't you agree? You like it? You also have a charging pad. This is new for 2026. You got a charging pad for your phone here, and you also have one back here for your phone. So I'll show you. Oh, I left my phone in the house, so I won't be showing you how to put your phone in there, but you can put something in there. And you got wheel motivation right there, museum delivery. So whoever buys this car after me, you get something really special. So, you know, we'll put it on auction. You guys can bid it up to $1 million, make my ego go crazy. I know that would never happen, so it's all good. All right, so this is your 2026 interior cockpit. And if I have to, let's judge and rate the cockpit of this vehicle. I'd give it a 9. What would you give it? Interior, cockpit layout and everything. The leather. Now the seats, for some reason, like the padding that they put in the seats is not thick enough. It's not as good as the padding in the Ferrari, the Porsche, and the Lamborghini. It's really not. The shape and the ergonomics of the seat are good, but the padding is just not as good. So long trips, you kind of feel it. So I might knock it down to like an 8.8 for that, but it's in that 8.8 to 9 range. But the layout is really good. What do you think? I almost forgot to show you this little, this is new for 2026, that screen here, I'm sorry. So you have different controls here. If I click that, I can show you performance mode. If I click it again, I can show you, we can control the layout for the screen right here. Trip mode, and you can swipe it left and right. So I actually like this better than Ferrari. They copied this off of Ferrari F8. I like this better actually. Look, you got different stuff you can show, G-force, engine output. That's pretty dope. I should put it on engine output and see how I do. But I gotta go get some gas, and then we'll do like launch control and tell you how this car drives. Let's go get some gas. We just did a little bit of a stunt just now. Too bad we didn't get it on video. We'll do it again so they can see it. You did it. I need to let the engine warm up. Engine's still kind of cold. These tires really grip though. Almost too much. Like this car is not, I mean, coming out of a turn, I just demonstrated with the tires kind of cold. I just demonstrated off camera that the car will get loose coming out of a turn. But if you're pointing straight, these tires just grip and rip. There's not a whole lot of fishtailing. There's not a whole lot of traction control turning on like you would get in a F8, for example, especially if the tires are cold. If you hammer an F8 with cold tires, you're gonna smoke. You're gonna do a smoky burnout, and you're gonna be losing. You'll lose all traction. With this car though, I don't know if it's the torque or the tires, but you're not gonna be doing a whole lot of silly fishtails and stuff, which is kind of a bummer with all, you know, with rear wheel drive. I feel like, is this the one that's broken? One of these ones is broken the other day. I think it looks good. All right, so we're gonna gas up and then we'll continue this review. What the Raven car. Y'all see that? Oh, excuse my language. All right, ready? Cold start. Let's scare this bird out the way. Did he move?
What is?
He's still there?
I don't know.
What the heck? All right, so we got Ravens out here landing on the Z06. I guess that means he likes it. All right, so let's get to reviewing how this car drives. Let me turn the air up on my seats for me and my passenger. We're gonna turn it. It's got the auto AC, so we're gonna put it on 72. How about that? Cold booties. And we're gonna drive it in manual mode so you guys can see me shifting gears. And I'm also gonna get a frontal view. All right, put it in drive right there. I'm gonna do a how to drive video, so don't worry. We'll do that. I'm gonna put it in manual mode. All right, so we're gonna do a pull out. I may get a little spirited on this pull out. I'm not gonna try to fishtail it like I just did back there a little earlier. I scared my camera woman, sorry about that. But we are gonna gas it right here though. So here we go, here we go. Traction control kicked in. Was that okay? That wasn't too bad, right? Traction control kicked in. If you're manually shifting, traction control, when you hit red line, it doesn't bounce like a Lambo or like a Ferrari. It will just cut. So like if you're driving in a Lambo or Ferrari, it'll hit the red line and go, it'll bounce off the red line, continuing to give you power. This car will cut the power. I want to make sure this is not a cop behind me. Nah, that's not a cop. Unless he's undercover. I don't think so. But yeah, that guy was speeding just now. But that's one thing to note. Now, somehow I accidentally turned on lane keep, so I need to turn that off. There it is, right there. It's a little simple touch button, confirm turning it off. All right, so lane keep is off. Now, one thing that's great when we're comparing these cars to like Ferrari F8, Lamborghini Huracan, Porsche GT3, the suspension on the Corvette Z06, I think is the best. If you want something that's kind of like touring mode, I think that might have been a cop. He turned off. That might have been a cop. I didn't really do anything wrong. I just gassed it a little bit, but once I hit the speed limit, I slowed down. So now he's gone. Yeah. So we're in touring mode. Let's get some more exhaust sound. Sport mode. Sport mode right there, popping and crackling. But yeah, the suspension on here, it changes to be a little stiffer when you go into sport mode. Or if you go into track mode, the suspension gets really stiff and the steering gets stiff as well. So one thing I didn't like when I first was driving the car, I had it in touring mode because I was still doing a break-in and we were on the freeway, and as I got up to speeds with that touring mode, the steering was a little weak and I didn't like that. It made me a little nervous to go fast in this car. But once I put it in track mode or even sport mode, that steering tightened up, and then I had all of the confidence in the world. So right now I have Z mode going on, and the traction control says press again to activate performance traction. I said press it again. All right, performance traction. So we got performance traction on now. Let's see how it performs in Z mode. Still in manual mode. That's nice. It doesn't, when you switch into different modes, it doesn't change if you're yeah, get that on video. These people are not gonna like me down here. I'm sorry. I'm just doing a little review so people can hear the car and get a feel for it. Not trying to do nothing too crazy. But suspension, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, maybe it's a 10 out of 10, maybe. That second gear pulls hard, man. Second gear pulls hard. So I don't want to go too fast, so I'm not going to be like taking it to 100 miles an hour or nothing like that. Police? It's just some weird lights up there. So yeah, we're not going to be taking it too hard. But what is that guy doing? But suspension, really good. Steering, the fact that it's adjustable and you can have touring mode, you can have your personal mode where you can set everything how you like it. I give the steering a 10 out of 10. At first I was a little iffy on it, but now that the fact that you can change it, Space Cadet, she's looking out the window. Now the fact that you can change it from sport mode to touring mode to track mode, and you get a different steering feel, I really like it. So I'll give the steering a 10 out of 10. Also, you have a really good turning radius. So check out my buddy Keston, his channel. I let him drive the car, and he kind of tested out the turning radius, and this car does turn. What'd he say? What'd he say? What'd you say?
That's how you drive that. You're the first motherfucker I see knows how to drive a Corvette.
My man, appreciate you.
That's why I don't have one.
Yeah, I just take.
So much trouble.
Yeah, I take it a little bit and then take it easy.
Dude, that's how you drive that shit.
My man.
I love it.
Appreciate it, brother.
All right, bro.
Take care, man. So yeah, I guess he saw me driving it. I ain't mean to make a scene out here, but hey, people in Florida like that. Is there a cop behind us? Speed limit, and I slow down. Damn, what's this dude doing? Guy was beating up the signs. So I guess people like how I drive the Corvette out here. I try to drive it a little bit something. But I just full throttle, no significant wheel spin. I have traction control off, and the tires weren't spinning at all. However, so that's good or bad how you look at it. I like to have enough torque to spin the tires if I turn traction control off, but I like to have traction control on because of the torque. But this car, it has so much grip, and I guess it's tuned right with the torque and everything, that you don't have to worry about losing control of the traction unless you're coming out of a turn or something like that. It has plenty of grip. Now on the bad side, these seats, my back is like kind of hurting already, like being in these seats. We were in the seats a lot yesterday, and out of all of the cars that I own, that never happens to me. Like, I'm not one of those kind of people that can't like be in a car for that long. But in this car, the way the seats are set up, my back is hurting right now. That's a bad, these seats, man. I'm at comfort in this car. I don't know, man. I don't know exactly what it is. I try to adjust, maybe I need to adjust my seat a little different. But yeah, my back is hurting. In my Technica, never. My GT3, never. My F8, never. And the new Supercar that's coming soon, never. And you would think this newest car with the race seats, you would think that would hurt my back, but not really. Yeah, I think this car is a little, now let's talk about the power. We'll talk about the braking as well. We talked about suspension, we talked about the steering. We'll talk about the power and the braking. Let's talk about the power first. I'm gonna put it in the upper RPMs. All right, second gear. Ready? What do you think compared to some of the other cars?
I'm scared.
You're scared?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little down on power compared to F8 Technica. But it's a little up on power compared to the GT3, but it doesn't feel like it. The one complaint I had like about every Corvette, this is my third Corvette, is that you can go fast in a Corvette, but it doesn't feel like you're going fast in the Corvette. Which for me is a complaint, because then you start speeding and like trying to drive extra fast. So I feel like it's good on power. I think it's down on torque. I feel like somebody threw something out the window. I feel like it could have a little bit more torque. So if I had to rate the power on this car, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Not a 9, not an 8.5. I would give it an 8, which makes the case for a ZR1. But how much do you want to pay for a ZR1? Because you can get the Z06 for like 140, 130. I mean, even less than that if you get like a 1LZ. I got the top trim because I feel like it's a bargain with the 3LZ. But I mean, a ZR1 is going to cost you like $200,000 out the gate, I believe. Or the sticker, I think, is 180. but then you put the options on it, and then you're like in the 200s, and then you put the markup on it, and then you're in the 300s. So for me, I don't feel like a ZR1 makes sense until you can get one at sticker. Now, once you can get one at sticker, then maybe a ZR1 makes sense. I feel like a 180 a ZR1 makes sense. So we're gonna go up a little bit more. So I give it the power like a 8.0 in power. I feel like it's short on torque. I think a little bit more torque will make this thing complete. But I feel like for the price point, it overachieves because it's still faster than a GT3. But like, I mean, a Turbo S, but a Turbo S is way more expensive than this, so it's not fair. I don't know. I feel like it could use a little bit more power, a little bit more torque. Man, if this car had the same amount of power as an F8 and they charge you an extra 15 grand, it would be worth it. F8 comes out the box with like 700 horsepower, and the torque is like around 600, I think. And that car feels spectacular with acceleration. F8 is spectacular. I'm gonna take this turn right here. I didn't want to test the brakes being out on this main street. I'm gonna take this turn and I'm gonna try out the brakes. I'm gonna try to get this dude off my back behind me in one of them Vespa things or whatever them things are called, them spider open air motorcycle wannabe cars. And I'm gonna test the brakes out, and then we'll give you a brake review. Let me hit the Z button again. Let's hit it again. Hit the Z button. All right, we'll put traction control off. Hit the Z button twice. So check out these settings right here. It's your brakes right there. I think I got brakes on soft mode. Let's put them on middle mode. Like, that's middle of the road braking. I don't know. I don't like, if you put the brakes on the top mode, it makes it harder to brake. I don't like that. Like, some people like that for the track. I'm not really a fan of that. But now, from my own experience, the brakes have been good, but I have some friends that drive their Z06, their Corvette, and they've had some issues with the braking. Hold on, I'm gonna try. I was getting ready to turn here. I want to try these brakes out without like being in the public. But all right, let's try the brakes out. Ready? I'm not gonna do nothing crazy. They feel a little bit. They do feel a little bit weak. Like I had a couple of situations where I had to brake hard, and they did feel a little bit weak. But here's what I was getting at. I had some friends that had issues with their brakes, like warping and wobbling and like different, not no sound issues, but like brakes wearing really fast. So I'm gonna have to mark these brakes lower than normal, probably lower than all the cars. I love the brakes in my Technica. Like, those brakes are a 10 out of 10. These brakes, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Maybe it's a little lower. So that's probably the lowest low point on this car, the brakes. And I don't have you can get carbon ceramics. I don't know what the reputation is on the carbon ceramics, but the regular steel brakes, they have a bad reputation. And I will admit, like, I don't like the brake feel as much as the other cars. Like now my GT3, they're kind of like race brakes, but the Ferrari and the Lamborghini, the Technica and the F8 Tributo, the brakes are much better than in the Z06. Now let's gas it. That's taking it up to 8,000. I hope you're not gonna get car sick, right? You okay? You okay? You okay? Okay, we're getting ready to stop now. So that's the brakes, the steering, suspension, the engine. Now the overall drive of the car though, this car punches above its weight class. That's the overall point of the review, and where I'm gonna go with this is the car punches above its weight class. You can compare it. It is a supercar, performance-wise, styling-wise, and spec-wise. It's a supercar. But the overall drive, I say it punches. And all of the technology that you get, I can open up my garage with my home link. And you can't say this about a lot of supercars. I have lane keep. I don't have distance control with my cruise control, but it has the warning systems. It has the parking sensors. Very, very well done car. And It exceeds expectations. It punches above its weight class. And so my overall, it says brake harder. Was it trying to get me to do launch control? There's too much traffic out here. We'll do the launch control when we're going home. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. We're gonna take a little break and then we'll get back on. Oh yeah, let me give them the overall. Should we give them the overall rating? Overall rating on the drive, I'm gonna give it 8.8. What do you think on the drive? How it drives?
I don't drive.
I don't drive. Camera woman can't drive yet. We're gonna get her driving soon. But how it feels compared to the other cars when we driving it, like how fast it feels. They want to know.
It's fast. It's cold.
But compared to the Porsche, the Ferrari, and the Lambo, how does it compare?
This is better than Porsche.
Better than the Porsche?
Yes. And Lambo is better.
Lambo's better. What about the Ferrari?
It's better Ferrari.
Ferrari's better. Ferrari is wild though.
Yeah.
The Ferrari is so freaking wild. The F8 is so wild. And the next thing we got coming to the channel is even wilder than that. So, my goodness, stay tuned. All right, we'll see you guys in a minute when we do launch control. This car is good for our groceries. Putting all the groceries in the car. Pepsi Cherry. Man, that color is killer though. That color is it. Okay, let me teach you how to open it up from the back.
Let me.
You see the E? Push the button under the E. Yeah, push it.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. All right, let's see how much space we got.
Let me hand.
Thank you. It's hot back here though, I'll tell you that much.
Caliente.
Everything is gonna be hot. Plenty of space. Plenty of space. The eggs. It's okay, we're not gonna be long.
It's really.
Okay, slam it. There we go. Auto close. Let me open the door for the camera woman. Hold on. There you go. All right, so we did it. We got space for groceries in the Z06, so Practicality gets a 9 out of 10. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the everyday driving on this car. Like, can you daily drive this? Daily drivability. I'm gonna say it's pretty good. Other than these seats, man, really these seats are the only legit complaint. Oh, we're chasing down a 5.0 in front of us. But daily driving, you probably want to have it in manual mode to shift in the power band because it will lug in every mode except for track mode or Z mode. It won't lug in Z mode, I don't think. But if you're in manual mode, you just keep it in the power band between 3,000 and above, or even 2,800 RPM and above, and you have plenty of power for like regular driving, and it's real sporty. But you get below that 2,500 RPM or below, and the car lugs. It's unpleasant, doesn't feel sporty at all. And touring mode will do that. You gotta give it a lot of gas and it'll downshift. But shift manually and that solves the problem. So you could definitely daily drive this car. So definitely want to throw that in there. Ready? Alright, so we're gonna do a launch control. We'll come around this roundabout and we're gonna do launch control. And we're gonna see how it feels. Now, with Z mode, with the car in Z mode, I can just do launch control without having to push any extra buttons or anything. So we're in Z mode right now. So I should be able to stop right here. Right here. Brake, it says brake harder, floor it. Yeah, that was pretty intense. The crazy thing is, I have traction control off and very little wheel slip with these crazy I think they're 345s in the back. Very little wheel slip. Okay, how did that feel from a passenger perspective?
Bad.
It felt bad? Like crazy?
No, not too much.
Not too much crazy? Oh wow, she just dissed the Corvette.
Before.
So you want to see crazy? She really thought I was gonna do something. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
These tires are good though. She said okay. Are the eggs okay? Hey, what's that?
Yes.
We got some new stuff at the house. Oh wow. All right, so what's the verdict of the new 2026 Corvette Z06? No, we're gonna get your face. What'd you say?
I hate you. I don't like that.
Are the eggs okay?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, that was pretty intense. It felt like the Huracan a little bit, but rear wheel drive, that's crazy.
Super crazy.
All right.
I don't like it.
She don't like the launch control. All right, stay tuned for more videos with the Corvette Z06. This is what you see on the screen. See, it says brake harder. So if I brake real hard, I can do launch control. Yeah, we're not gonna do it right here. I'll right to some trash cans. So you're thinking about joining my channel, or maybe if you haven't thought about joining my channel, maybe you should, because channel members on my channel get access to exclusive content with exclusive cars, like this here Lamborghini Revuelto, like this here Ferrari F8, like this here behind me Lamborghini Huracan Technica, or even the Porsche almost said a new car that I have on the channel that you guys don't know about. But this Porsche 911 Carrera T, the RS3. All of the videos that I upload on this channel, my channel members get to see those videos first as soon as I push them out, and then they're released on a schedule. I already have about 10 videos lined up that only my channel members have access to. If you're considering joining my channel, now's a good time. I definitely will shout you guys out. I'll answer your questions in my live stream with priority. Yeah, so hey, join my channel subscription through YouTube and get access to exclusive content just for you, and early access to content that I release on the channel, sometimes as early as 2 or 3 weeks in advance. So yeah, if you want the loose scoop, I got 2 cars that I haven't even released on the channel yet. So stay tuned, hit that join button. Hey, and join the exclusive section of our membership on the channel here on YouTube. Peace. Here with another video on how to turn $7,000 into over $100,000 in one single real estate investment transaction. You'll learn not only how to do flips, but also you'll learn the benefits of buying and holding and owning real estate for the long haul as rental properties. So what do you do when you're interested in investing or spending money on something, or spending time, energy, and money on something? You study. You know what? I can buy these houses for cheap prices and then rent them out, make a profit on them, and then it'll just be another business. So if you don't already own a home or own a house, you should buy a house that is a good house that will turn into a good investment. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Will Motivation, and today we're talking about my advice on the #1 way for you to get started investing in real estate.
It's the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm here to tell you guys to go to Will Motivation. The exotic cars is crazy. I've been watching this show for a little while now, and it's growing. But we need everybody else to subscribe to Will Motivation and support Will. I'm supporting him. You do the same.